I have found no credible evidence that there is a danger of rebellion in the state of Illinois. Throughout the hearing today, Perry tried to drill down exactly what National Guard troops will be doing during their deployment, and Justice Department attorneys repeatedly could not answer her in any sort of detail.
Fox's Garrett Tenney in Broadview, Illinois. Judge Perry, appointed by President Joe Biden, also questioned the credibility of the administration's claims that the troops are needed due to violent protests at the Broadview ICE facility. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino tells Fox News it's a temporary setback. The Israeli cabinet has approved the outline of the deal to release the hostages held by Hamas. Phase 1 of the deal includes all remaining hostages and hundreds of Palestinian prisoners to be released. Fox's Jennifer Griffin is in Tel Aviv.
Fox News had the first official reaction from an Israeli minister after the deal was signed.
Is this the end to the war in Gaza?
This is the implementation of the first phase. There will be a ceasefire, and then the commitment within 72 hours of Hamas to release all the hostages. That should bring the end to this war.
A ceasefire had not yet taken effect when the IDF struck a suspected group of Hamas militants who got too close to them in northern Gaza.
The second phase of the plan includes Hamas withdrawing from Gaza and relinquishing its weapons. It's not clear how that will be implemented. New York Attorney General Letitia James calls it a weaponization of the justice system after she was indicted by a grand jury in Virginia on mortgage fraud charges related to a home she bought in that state in 2020. America is listening to Fox News.
'93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
You won't be seeing rain anytime soon. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending this hour. But it did rain earlier this week in Indiana.
We're looking at more dry weather, a little bit different fluctuation in temperatures, but no strong chances of precipitation in the next 7 days.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says temperatures will go back up into the upper 70s and low 80s next week. A public funeral is planned for a baby who was found dead in Indianapolis last month. Marion County coroners say the funeral service is set for October 25th inside Mount Vernon Chapel at Washington Park East Cemetery at 1 in the afternoon, followed by a gravesite burial ceremony. The baby was found dead on September 1st at Brookside Park, and police are trying to figure out how that happened. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. John Herrick reports on a fashion show in Indianapolis that is being put on to help breast cancer patients.
The 31st annual Stars of Pink fashion show will be this Saturday at the downtown Marriott. It's put on by the organization Pink Ribbon Connection, where April Williams is the executive director.
Most importantly, we are a resource for those that are going through breast cancer by providing free items such as wigs, prosthetics, mastectomy bras, and very importantly, peer counseling support.
She tells Wish TV they also train survivors to mentor other people who are going through breast cancer. Tickets for the event start at $125.
On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A frost advisory will be in effect for us from 2 to 9 a.m. Friday morning as low temperatures fall into the upper 30s to lower 40s. And then plenty of sunshine. Highs will be in the upper 60s to low 70s by Friday afternoon. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture Mattress in Columbus. Football season's back, so it's time for our annual Sit, Sleep, and Eat sale. Lowest prices of the year on all Lazy Boy, Flex Steel, and Smith Brothers. Save up to $800 on mattresses by Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and King Coil. And save up to $400 on the Big Green Egg. Free delivery, interest-free financing. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun, brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Through their service, veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at gotyoursix.org.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
We may be thousands of miles apart, but we can still connect. And when we do, we make things better. At Child Fund, we connect children all around the world with what they need to grow up healthy, educated, and safe. Together, we co-create connections that help millions of children who live in poverty worldwide, and their families, and their communities, and you. Join us. Together, we can make the world a better place. 2 small worlds at a time. Visit childfund.org to learn more.
Tony Kinnett.
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 Host of the Tony Kinnett Cast.
Let's get down to business.
You're listening to the Tony Kinnett Cast on 93 WIBC.
CYTV here on the Daily 60.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is not Tony Kinnett. He has stepped out for the next couple of days. He's got a case of the sniffles, and we hope he gets well soon. We got a lot to cover in this episode tonight, but first, we got to get to your quick news roundup.
News on the march.
This week has been an exceptional demonstration for human beings with low moral character, including a misguided candidate for California governor caught on camera berating staff members and behaving badly. A liberal Twitch streamer of note, Hassan Piker, has been caught up in allegations of animal abuse, and Governor Braun demonstrates a total lack of basic knowledge of the capital city's struggle to rein in AES from out-of-state interests. You'll hear these stories and more tonight on the Tony Kinnett Cast, and this was your quick news roundup.
News on the march.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I am your fill-in host, Ethan Hatcher from Saturday Night on the Circle, and that's producer Allison beep, 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 on the board, pushing the buttons and doing the things to make the show function. And before we get into the stories tonight, producer Allison, it was a heck of a job even just putting this show prep together. I come into the studio early for the explicit purpose of getting this done before I had to go to the bank before it closed at 5 p.m. I get here something at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and in an hour, I couldn't log on to the computers around here. Complete mayhem and malfunction. It started with not being able to get in my Outlook email account, and then when I tried to restart the computer, it wouldn't let me sign in at all on two separate computers, and it was giving a traffic director, Matt Baer, some problems too. It was a mess.
Oh, it was giving me problems as well. So first off, I'm glad I'm not the only one because I was taking it very personally. But I'm glad you finally were able to log in.
Finally, and then get the show prep done. But yeah, I guess it was a building-wide outage, and I'll tell you what else, and I'm just looking forward to when they finally move us down to St. Joseph in the new studio digs. I want to get the transition over with. I want to see what it's like and just settle in, because right now it feels like the engineering staff have almost all but abandoned ship, because why maintain this structure when we're just going to be moving in what is alleged to be short order that has yet to be seen whether that's true or not.
Well, let's not even talk about the falling apart bathrooms around us as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, that horrible noise that gets made in the studio producer restroom. There's like some sort of water pressure issue or a malfunction with the cartridge in the flush handle, and it makes like it's like like something out of a horror story, a horrible creaking groan.
It's an air raid.
Mm-hmm. Well, it vibrates the entire seat.
Oh God, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's rough, but we will forage on, and there was so much to talk about this week, including a California congresswoman. She served 3 terms, was first elected in 2018, Katie Porter. Now, you'd think she'd be more aware of how to present herself and handle herself with the media, but evidently, kind of like Todd Rokita when he ran for Senate, running for governor in California has just gone to Katie Porter's head. She has made the rounds in social media for a viral meltdown with CBS Sacramento reporter Julie Watts, who was just asking her simple questions about her path to electoral victory in the state and whether or not that would include 40% of the state's residents that voted for Trump. She didn't like that question, and this is a bit of a long clip, but it's hilarious. She completely lost it.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
Correct. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters. Okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has answered.
I don't care.
Follow-ups.
I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there. And we're just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I have never
reporter.
had to do this before, ever.
You've never had to have a conversation with
to end
a
an
reporter?
interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of... I'm me. I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So I am going to make...
So you're not going to answer questions from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up questions because that's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these, and if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every legislative...
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you, and I don't want this all on camera.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you either.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
I mean, producer Allison, Julie Watts clearly caught this woman utterly flat-footed. That has to be the most hilarious media interaction I've seen in a long time. And correct me if I'm wrong, I interpreted that little bit at the end like, I want to have a pleasant interaction here. Passive-aggressive. She might as well have done the old Southern thing that we were talking about before the show got started. Oh, bless your heart. I want to have a good time here.
If she's expecting positive, happy, rainbow questions, politics is probably not her path.
Right. She's expecting softballs from the media, but she's a Democrat. Let's be honest here. They're used to being treated with kid gloves by the media, and I think that's the expectation she walked in with. But clearly, that's not what she got, and she was ill-prepared to answer honestly and forthrightly about simple questions about her path to electoral victory. But, producer Allison, we're finding out that this seems to be, shall we say, a pattern of behavior with the former congresswoman there from California, Katie Porter. The clips are being leaked out, presumably from staffers who we can only imagine must hate working for this woman. A true nightmare of a boss to work with. Again, this reminds me of when Todd Rokita ran for Senate a few years ago back in 2018. And you remember this laundry list of expectations he had for his chauffeur? This was widely publicized. Do you recall that story?
Yes.
Yeah. He was mandating, you must always have a freshly filled Dasani water bottle. You always must stock napkins and hand sanitizer and don't make idle chit chat. I think he had like 8 pages of different requirements just to shuttle him around on the campaign trail. And this is coming off the same way for Katie Porter, including a clip of when she was given the old death stare to some of her staffers for messing up her lighting in a Zoom call.
Oh, yes. This is why I didn't want to I need the lights off, the bright lights. I'm so sorry, but I am about to get on. Bernard, I need you to turn these off. These that are killing me. Hang on 1 second, everybody. No, we should put the computer up on the show. Yes, we should have. Yeah. Yes. Okay, everybody, I'm not that dark. It's too dark. Just a minute.
It's very simple. You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
I really wish that you could see this on the YouTube stream, because the utter look of frustration before she cuts the feed and then goes to a different part of the studio. Like there's no coordination with the staffers. There's no pre-planning. This is a train wreck, a cow of a woman, and it's hilarious to watch her falling apart in real time, including another interaction. And this appeared to be a pre-taped statement, which is why I, again, suspicion that her staff must hate her to be leaking clips like this out. This wasn't on a live stream. This was just a blooper that got caught and cut and then shared with social media. And now it's going viral of her screaming at a staffer for getting in her shot. She's short-tempered. She's snippy.
We did a study recently this fall in September, and what it showed is if we don't electrify our transportation sector, that we're going to lose more than 500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems, and the state could lose out of my shot.
That's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles, it's that if we don't make the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot. Okay, I'm going to start again with electric vehicles saving us money. Perfect. Okay.
You dirty bitch! Look what you've done to my peonies!
They're marigolds!
I think she's right. They are marigolds.
I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one. Oh.
She doesn't have the demeanor. She doesn't have the disposition. She doesn't deserve to be in elected office to represent anyone. This is a woman who doesn't have control over her emotional outbursts. Am I misreading the room here, producer Allison?
Doesn't seem very positive to me.
Yeah. It seems like she is the genesis of the outrage that seems to surround her. My God, what? Wow. What a woman to have to deal with on a daily basis. And she was married at one point. But allegations are resurfacing from 2006, abuse allegations, that apparently she splashed some scalding hot potato water on her husband at the time. So again, just a woman who seems to be out of control with her feelings, with her outbursts, short-tempered. And if that wasn't enough, also a clip from 2022. This is the insidious incrementalism of the leftist worldview, where she was labeling pedophilia, producer Allison, as a sexual identity. This is disgusting.
This allegation of groomer and pedophile, it is alleging that a person is criminal somehow and engaged in criminal acts merely because of their identity, their sexual orientation, their gender identity.
Am I evil? Am I like an evil person? Oh my God. I mean, absolutely. Do I not tell you that enough? You are like the most evil guy I know, man.
And this is really disgusting because by framing it that way, she is implying that it deserves to receive the same protected status as other aspects of your identity, and that would legitimize the abuse of children. This is some really weird, sick stuff. And I'm glad that all this is getting aired out on social media well ahead of time, because I am, I feel like it is very likely that she has alienated herself from any opportunity to win the governor's office, much less re-enter congressional politics. Wow, what a disgusting woman. We got to move on, producer Allison. There's lots more to talk about, lots more disgusting behavior, including from one noted liberal Twitch streamer, Hassan Piker. You won't believe the allegations that he's been caught up this week. There's been a bit of social media investigation, and we'll discuss all of it coming up next on 93 WIBC.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com, or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation, like business owner Brian.
Yeah, Galaxy was great. We have a business where a lot of the service techs are working out in the field, and they'll come in and they'll have even some mud or something on our shoes. So if we're having a meeting, I needed a flooring that could stand up to that, but still look good as an office setting.
Well, if you own a home or a business, Galaxy Concrete Coatings got you covered.
Galaxy was great to work around our schedule. They were able to come in on a Saturday, and the job was completed over the weekend, and we were back in business, so we didn't miss a step.
Lots of styles to choose from, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
It's very nice looking. It's very durable. Really makes the room stand out and shine.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
Galaxy was quick to respond. They were quick to give us a solution and quick to get it completed as well. And they're going to take care of you.
When it comes to your home, it's important to sell it to someone you can trust. Simple Quarters has helped over 3,000 families sell their homes in Indiana.
I'm excited to start the new chapter of my life. I'm going to be moving 2 states away to be with my husband. Ronnie came out to do my walkthrough. It was great. We had a chance to talk about the house. We had a chance to listen to what my goals were, and they helped me to meet them. Then I had the offer, I believe, within 2 hours of them coming through and doing the walkthrough. Simple Quarters never tried to change their offer at any point during the process. Once they gave me that offer, it stood. The offer was absolutely fair. They did explain to me how they came to that price, and it was a fair offer. The best part about this process is I didn't have to make any repairs to the house. Simple Quarters has taken it as is, which is a huge stress relief. It just couldn't have worked out better. It really couldn't have.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME. 317-900-HOME.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Find the path to recovery that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Reach your fitness goals in 2025 with a 20-minute once-a-week program at Exercise Inc. 5 locations now in Fishers. Visit exerciseinc.com.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Pat Sullivan here, hoping not to spook you, but you could have a clogged drain and not even know it, which could result in a horror story. Have no fear. As part of their Halloween spooky deals, my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling are offering a $43 mainline snaking plus a free camera inspection. And the best part, if they don't get your drain flowing, it's free. Nothing scary about that deal. Call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today to schedule an appointment.
No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. Learn more at helpnokidhungry.org.
This hour powered by Price Point Comfort Heating and Cooling, your independent American Standard Air dealer.
You're listening to the Tony Kinnett Cast on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Tony Kinnett Cast. I'm your fill-in host, Ethan Hatcher. Tony Kinnett is out sick, and we wish him a speedy recovery. I'm the host of Saturday Night on the Circle, which you can listen to 7 to 9 every Saturday night, and you can find my podcasts uploaded to WIBC.com as well as Saturday Night on the Circle.fireside.fm. But I'm always happy to fill in when the need arises for Tony Kinnett on the Tony Kinnett Cast, and thanks for having me here, guys. All right. Producer Allison, by the way, on the board. Producer Allison, have you heard of this character, Hassan Piker, before?
So the name sounds super familiar. Is he some kind of, I'm assuming, influencer?
Yeah, influencer, Twitch streamer. He's one of these, live streamers where he does a 4 or 5 hour free-flowing consciousness stream of thought. Just endless ramblings, and he's kind of a noteworthy liberal. He said some really controversial stuff over the years. Of course, he's delighted in the death of Charlie Kirk and the attempted assassination of President Trump. And he's also said that America deserved 9/11. So, just really class act, nice guy. But what has broke the internet are these most recent allegations of animal abuse. And this is centered around his pet dog that is used kind of more like a prop now that people are putting the puzzle pieces together. A little dog by the name of Kaya. Seems to be a cute little brown, small to mid-sized dog. And you'll see her in the background on a lot of his streams just kind of posted out on this mat no bigger than 24 square inches, kind of a small place. And this is a young dog, an energetic dog. You would assume that it's running around the room, but instead it's sitting beside Hassan, behind him for like 4 or 5 hour streams, barely moving. And now people are starting to suspect that this may be because he is employing a shock collar in order to get her to behave this way. And this comes from a recent clip where Hassan was caught on stream, and the dog, he's reaching for something off camera. We don't know what it is, but the dog makes a yelp just as he does so. Here was the clip online.
Of all of America's much more consequential violence, okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just just stop.
There it is.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby. It's just, you're making her stressed. She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom. No, she doesn't want to come over here to see what's up. She just wants to roam the house because she got to roam the house when I was gone. And she needs to literally have the same structured, regimented.
Did you catch that, producer Allison? She wants to roam around the house. You mean like a dog? Like any pet is going to roam around the house? What are you talking about, Hassan? Now with that context, doesn't it make a little bit more weird that this dog is just sitting on a 2x2, 24-inch square mat and staying put?
Yeah, there's several things that go through my mind, but yeah.
I mean, and of course we don't know this officially, but the internet is forever, and they've done some sleuthing, and they suspect that this collar that you can see around Kaya's neck is a shock collar. Now, Hassan Piker, for his part, he denies it. He has tried to say, oh, well, it's not a shock collar, it's a vibration collar. We're not giving her a jolt, we're just giving her a playful nudge.
This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy? That's it. Good. There's the air tag. There's the vibrator. It also has a flashlight component to it at nighttime, and it also has a tracker on it when she gets lost. If she were to actually get lost, you are able to, it emits a sound, okay?
You're a liar! You're a liar! You know something that you're not telling us, you slimy scumbag liar!
Now, it would seem, producer Allison, that Hassan may have been playing a little fast and loose with the truth there. He was showing the dog collar on the camera stream, and like I said, the internet is forever, and since this is an allegation of animal abuse, it's funny that the wishing death on like Charlie Kirk or Donald Trump or rejoicing in the terrorist attack of 9/11, that's not what got Hassan Piker in trouble. It's the allegations of animal abuse
that will unite everybody.
Yes, that united everybody across the political spectrum to call this guy out on his debaggery. Because that's just too much. And anyway, so they enhanced the contrast on this, stream of the collar, and it became pretty apparent that Hassan had put a piece of black electrical tape over the part of the shocker collar where the electrical prongs come out. So he's trying to disguise this. He's taken the prongs out and then put a piece of tape over that in order to disguise it. But since you can do reverse image searching, producer Allison, people are going online and finding models of this exact collar.
Wow.
Now, it's very important to note that the shock collar and the vibrate-only collar are not made the same way. They put some of their components in a slightly different configuration. For starters, the charging port is in a totally different location on the model of collar that is vibrate only. So this guy seems to be caught red-handed now, lying about potentially abusing his dog on camera. This is a jerk. And the story gets deeper, producer Allison, because clips have resurfaced of Hassan in the past at a party streaming and admitting that a shock collar was used to train his dog, Kaya. Check this out.
I have the best trainer in San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Pat. Do you send him for 2 weeks?
He trained my dog, too.
And my dog.
Brian.
You send him for 2 weeks? 2 or 3 weeks. You have to, bro. What does he get trained to do? Everything. Shock on, shock collar, shock collar.
He'll get training to like basically be off collar. You don't need to ever have a leash on him.
Really? Do you know Kaya?
My dog?
Cooking with Kaya?
No, my dog.
Oh no. Well, dude, we have the. Oh yeah, I met your dog. Yes. It's basketball event. Yes.
Yeah.
We have the best.
She's very well trained.
He's guilty. You can see it on his smug little face. Guilty. I say guilty. Guilty.
With what we know now, doesn't it make the hair on the back of your neck stand up when he says almost ominously, she's well trained?
Yeah. First off, vibrating collars don't make dogs yip like that.
Uh-huh.
So the dog is already saying, obviously, it's not true. And if you use a shock collar, fine. Just own up to it.
Yeah.
Own up to it. Why are you lying? And I don't know, if the way he's treating that dog on the live stream like that is his nice version, I wouldn't be surprised how he acts off version either.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see when the cameras go off. And sure, certainly, I mean, like you mentioned, shock collars can have their place. My dad used shock collars, but my dad also had hunting dogs, and he needed to call them back when they were far away, running out of range, chasing a rabbit, and he needed to get them back for their own safety. But when you're abusing a dog on a live stream and punishing them for what is fundamentally not misbehavior, just wanting to move around and not necessarily wanting to stay on this 24-inch square pad to be your little prop in the background shot.
Right.
That's not cool. That's not an appropriate usage of that particular device.
No, they're not made to stay on 24/7.
Nope. And now social media has been completely consumed with outrage, rightfully so, against Hassan Piker. Hopefully, this will be the straw that breaks the camel's back, and he'll actually get some repercussions. And maybe, look, Twitch has banned streamers for far less offenses than this. It's time for him to face some consequences.
Good. I hope so.
Thanks for listening to the Tony Kinnett Cast. I'm Ethan Hatcher from Saturday Night on the Circle, filling in. And coming up next, we're going to talk about our governor, Governor Braun. You may have heard of him. Well, he hasn't heard of you because he seems to be completely oblivious to what is going on in the city of Indianapolis, trying to retain its power generation, electrical generation, AES, from being bought out by sinister investment group BlackRock. And we'll tell you more details about that coming up next. So stay tuned to 93 WIBC.
Hey, it's Hammer and Nigel here for Window Nation. October is here, and you know what it means. The return of all things pumpkin-flavored, earlier sunsets, and chilly air seeping into your home. That is, if you've got those old, stuck, cracked windows. Ready to eliminate annoying drafts once and for all? Reach out to the experts at Window Nation. This month, when you buy 2 windows, you'll get 2 more for free, and your total price includes 1-day installation. With Window Nation, you also won't have to make any payments for 2 years, which is a big deal with the holiday season coming up. Check it out at windownation.com.
Window Nation has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and that gives you the peace of mind when you're deciding on whether or not you're working with the right company. Put an end to your window problems with Window Nation. Now through October 31st, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. And you don't pay anything for 2 years with Window Nation. Visit windownation.com today. That's windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Owner Jim Scott says only the best will do when it's your reputation on the line.
We want to install something that's high quality so we can move on to the next job. The way we install it is high quality and the equipment that we use is high quality. So when I shop for something to sell, American Standard was there. It was just the highest quality there is.
In Boone and Hamilton County, go to jimsheating-air.com for Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Our electric bills have increased as much as $50 each month. Governor Mike Braun is driving bills even higher. Instead of helping families, Governor Braun is doubling down on costly coal, gas, and nuclear. That means more pricey power plants that Hoosiers like us have to pay for. Utilities get richer, we pay more. Something has to give. Go to StopMikesHikes.com today to send Governor Braun a message. Hoosiers need affordable energy, not a blank check for greedy utilities. Paid for by Citizens Action Coalition.
I was seriously injured. It was definitely somebody's fault, and I didn't actually know who, so I needed to call someone. I was really happy to have a law firm like Hensley that had ethics. I made the best call.
It happens. Hire Hensley.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
When I was younger, I may have did some stupid things, even committed some crimes, but I am not a criminal.
I work for youth advocate programs, yeah. I was Tamani's advocate, helping him stay out of jail, stay in the neighborhood, and get a job.
As a little kid, I experienced trauma and I acted out. Made some mistakes, but I'm not a mistake.
As Jalen's YAP advocate, I'm always here for her.
YAP is a community-based alternative to youth incarceration and neighborhood violence. Youth advocate programs. Learn how at yapinc.org.
The Indianapolis Public Library. More than just books. Visit your local branch today.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on.
The Phone Ready Quiz from the American Academy of Pediatrics will help you decide if you and your child are ready for their first phone. Go to healthychildren.org/phone ready quiz.
You're listening to the Tony Kinnett Cast on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to the show. This is the Tony Kinnett Cast. Tony is out with a case of the sniffles, and we wish him a speedy recovery. I am your fill-in host, Ethan Hatcher, from Saturday Night on The Circle, which streams on the YouTube machine, as well as being aired live from 7 to 9 every Saturday night on 93 WIBC. Producer Allison is joining me. Beep, 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 on the board, pushing the buttons and doing the things to make the show function. We've been talking this show about bad behavior from gubernatorial candidate for California, Katie Porter, as well as liberal Twitch streamer Hassan Piker, both caught up in allegations of poor behavior of different varieties. This segment, I wanted to discuss the Indiana Electric Utility, AES, is being proposed to be bought out by BlackRock Investment Group. Now, this is an organization that has acquired a rather nasty reputation over the years. It tends to extract and eviscerate wealth from the businesses it overtakes, and then takes that money out of state and spends it elsewhere. They are also big proponents of ESG, that environmental social governance policy, basically DEI for corporations, and Larry Fink's pet project, the CEO's push for ESG values to be reflected in corporations that are associated with BlackRock. And last night, we had our own socialist city council member, Jesse Brown, actually standing up for Indianapolis residents. This comes after a piece in the Indy Star that was published by Jacob Stewart proposing, in lieu of this shadowy organization, BlackRock, purchasing the AES electric utility, what if the city of Indianapolis itself made a proposal and then retained ownership of the electric utility? And look, as bad as it is for the city of Indianapolis to be proposed as owning or operating anything, they don't exactly have a stunning track record themselves. I gotta say, I am more in favor of that than BlackRock being having anything to do with the city of Indianapolis. And this was at the city council meeting on Monday night. Jesse Brown.
Honestly, its rollout of a new billing system was the worst I've ever seen, even as a former technology consultant myself. Earlier this year, AES reported that 49% of its customers had received disconnection notices. And worse, the Financial Times is now reporting that AES is considering selling its company to BlackRock. This resolution does not have the force of law behind it, but it importantly sends a message that the political leadership of Indianapolis stands opposed to out-of-state profiteers enriching themselves at the expense of our constituents. I would further ask my colleagues to work with me in the future to explore the option of using revenue bonds to attempt to purchase AES Indiana and run it as a cooperative rather than allow it to be run by private equity. There will be more conversations to come soon. Either way, for now, thank you.
Wow, that is delicious. Finally.
So this globalist-backed investment group is proposing to buy the AES electrical utility, and I think that's a bad idea for a number of reasons. But you may remember them from a couple of years ago when it was revealed that in 2022 they had the attempted assassin of Donald Trump, Thomas Matthew Crooks, in one of their ads. He was, I forget what they were ultimately advertising, but it's curious that this shadowy organization that has ties with globalists and supports ESG policies and has an outsized influence on the corporate structure here in the United States would have this character appearing in one of their videos. So again, if we have to choose between the lesser of two evils, I would definitely support Indianapolis buying out the electric utility because it's got to be better than BlackRock. But all this discussion is taking place, and there's been a lot of input from, like I said, the Indianapolis Star and also concerned citizens around the city of this potential buyout. And then you heard producer Allison, Governor Braun, he was on the Hammer and Nigel show, and he appeared to have no idea at all that this was even happening. I was slack-jawed when this came across the radio.
There's been some chatter that BlackRock trying to buy AES. Now, there's been a lot of issues with AES here in Indiana. There's been some talk about how BlackRock is not welcomed in Indiana. Have you heard any of this? Have there been any discussions? Is this just rumor?
I'm going to have to come in here more often to learn the latest. I had not heard that.
It's a joke. It's all a joke.
The governor of the state of Indiana is so disconnected from what's going on in the capital city, he isn't even aware of the buyout proposal, producer Allison. That is some really crazy stuff. And it shows how unserious Governor Braun is to the task of running the state, that he is that disengaged. So what is he concerned with? Well, I would argue he's concerned with a lot of state-run, taxpayer-funded giveaways to buy votes and then also reward political allies allies, like we've seen with what was uncovered, the gross spending at the IEDC, including no-bid contracts, including kickbacks to conflicts of interest, things that financially benefited members who are sitting on the board, which seems to be a conflict of interest. And all we got out of the governor is like, oh, well, we'll do better next time. That was a misappropriation in previous administrations. Has nothing to do with me, but no criminal charges, nothing to come of it. Just a financial audit and report that wrongdoing did happen, some unethical behavior did transpire, but it's in the past and we'll do better next time. This is an unserious person for governor, and we unfortunately are plagued with a pretty dire lack of leadership here in the state of Indiana, including corrupt behavior from our own Secretary of State, Diego Morales. He has also been involved with no-bid contracts, with kickbacks to relatives, with shadowy trips that we still aren't clear who funded to overseas countries like India, to Hungary, to Canada. I mean, he has gone anywhere and everywhere and outspent the governor by a factor of 3 times in his travels out of state that were billed to taxpayers. And now we've got a couple challengers to the malfeasance of Secretary of State Diego Morales, because, of course, the Republican Party, the Indiana legislature, including the governor and Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith, they've zipped their lip. They refuse to hold Secretary of State Diego Morales accountable. So it's going to be incumbent upon us, the voters, to get him out of office one way or another. Now, there is a challenger from within, another Republican, David Shelton, has expressed his interest in running for Secretary of State and now mounted an oppositional challenge to Diego Morales. But a familiar name from a political dynasty here in Indiana has also entered the ring, this being the son of former Senator Evan Bayh, a man by the name of Birch Bo Bayh, who is running as Bo Bayh, announced his intentions to run for Secretary of State.
Hey, I'm Bo Bayh. I'm a 7th-generation Hoosier, and I served our country as a captain in the United States Marine Corps. And now, I'm running to be our Secretary of State, to take on a corrupt office and fix a broken political system that doesn't serve us. The Secretary of State's office is exactly what's wrong with our politics. Instead of serving Hoosiers, that office has been used to cut backroom deals with our tax dollars, handing out perks to politicians and their insider friends. Hoosiers work hard for our money. It's being wasted. There's no accountability. We deserve a Secretary of State that works for the people, not himself. So here's my plan. First, accountability for every tax dollar. I'll call out corruption, wasteful spending, and government abuse wherever we find it.
This will begin to make things right.
Now, if Diego Morales is reelected at convention and Democrats cannot capitalize on electing an opposition candidate off the back of the corrupt behavior from Secretary of State Diego Morales, and they certainly don't deserve to win office. And look, I'm not saying that Bo Bayh would be my first choice. Again, the candidates have to win at a convention, so it'll be incumbent upon the delegates to vote Secretary of State Diego Morales out. And we do have, like I said, another option in David Shelton, who is running to oppose him. But we should not, under any circumstance, reward the corrupt behavior of the Secretary of State. It's part of the reason why Indiana as a whole has gone so drastically downhill in recent years. The fact that we have allowed these Republicans to be so complacent and then ride on the fact that on the relative reassurance that this is a deep red state that will continue to reelect them no matter what wrongdoings and malfeasance they commit in elected office. We should not reward that kind of behavior. Thanks for listening to the Tony Kinnett Cast. Ethan Hatcher filling in. Before I cut to break, though, I wanted to play a clip from Seattle because I feel like it touches to an issue that we deal with here in the capital city, being the out-of-control homelessness and a proposal that you hear from liberals all the time, this housing-first approach. It doesn't matter whether they're drug addicted, whether they have mental issues, just shove them in a house, and that's the solution to the homeless problem. Well, you'll hear from Rosa, who is a homeless person in Seattle, by choice, because she is actually the recipient of taxpayer-funded housing and is likely, for that reason, double counted as somebody who has been successfully taken off the streets, but yet she lives on the streets. So she's also probably being counted in the homeless population, in spite of the fact that she has what once was relatively nice taxpayer-funded apartment housing that unfortunately she's trashed. Producer Allison, she has put this apartment through the ringer because she's not capable of taking care of it. People with these addictions and mental deficiencies, giving them a house does not confer upon them an ability to care for the house, as you'll hear in this clip.
I just want to let you know that I've seen this room several times, and I was told the exterminators coming, and they never showed up. This is the point where I've given up. I left the room. I don't even sleep in here. I don't even come in this room, because what happened to my room was they call themselves straightening my room up, and they put out all my stuff in clear plastic bags, and I had to pull everything out of the bags, and then they do it again. And I just.
So where do you stay now, Rosa?
I stay with friends and on the street. I don't even come in here. I come in here to grab a pair of clothes and I leave.
I'm sorry.
I just don't care.
So this DESC facility doesn't come with housekeeping or case management to help you contend with?
Yeah, because they promised me they were going to come with exterminators. They didn't come with exterminators. This is an idea of what they call helping me straighten my room, that shelf. They put that shelf, they put all my stuff on that shelf brand new. You know what I'm saying?
When was the last time you took a shower or bathed in here?
I haven't.
Never?
I don't even stay in here, honey. Because at night the roaches come out.
How long have you been in this apartment?
A year and a half.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the f*** is that?
In only a year and a half, she made this apartment completely uninhabitable. It's stacked floor to ceiling with trash. And you can see behind the garbage, this is a relatively new structure. It was nice at one point in time, but it has been utterly eviscerated because, again, I say that just shoving somebody who doesn't have the capability of taking care of a home inside of a home does not confer that ability to them. So it's a misguided approach that Indianapolis is trying to embrace. We need to bring back mental health services, plain and simple. Unfortunately, I got to cut it short. Stay tuned for more Tony Kinnett Cast on 93 WIBC.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
AdventKnows.com.
Most insurance accepted.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
Nobody likes a cold shower. LD Smith has hot deals on water heaters. Save up to $300 on a new water heater installed.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Overcoming drug addiction is difficult. The road to recovery is different for everyone. Find the path to recovery that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Teachers shape the future. Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who'll make preventing pandemics their life's work. Sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who'll help combat climate change. And generating possibilities for a student who'll be the first in their family to graduate college. Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
Kids across America are going to school hungry every day. No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. Learn more at helpnokidhungry.org.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
It's the Tony Kinnett Cast on 93 WIBC.
Thanks for tuning in and chilling out with me here on the Tony Kinnett Cast. I'm your fill-in host, Ethan Hatcher. Producer Allison, you ever go to the theater from time to time? Are you a fan of musicals?
Oh, I love musicals.
Yeah, I enjoy musicals, too. A lot of the Rodgers and Hammerstein, kind of catalog, South Pacific, The King and I, Sound of Music, stuff
Cinderella.
Like Cinderella. Of course, I also enjoy Andrew Lloyd Webber, Phantom of the Opera, all the musicals. I enjoy theater. But sometimes there's a new avant-garde production that comes to the stage. And this is an interesting musical that could be coming to a theater near you relatively soon. I'm sure you've seen the movie Taken. With Liam Neeson?
Yeah, it gave me nightmares for years.
Well, now they're proposing to turn that into a musical.
What?
And here's what that would sound like from the movie's most memorable scene.
I don't know who you are, I don't know what you want. If you let my daughter go, that'll be the end of it. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you and I will kill you. What I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. I don't know who you are, I don't know what you want.
Great.
If you let my daughter go, that'll be the end of it. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you and I will kill you.
Well, my nightmares are back.
Sign me up. I would totally go to a Taken musical. That sounds great. That's all the time we got, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for spending a Thursday evening with me. Jerry Lopez will be on tomorrow. And if you want more of me, tune into my show Saturday night on The Circle, 7 to 9 every Saturday night. Thanks for being here on 93 WIBC. Stay safe, everyone.
Fall in Indy, and if you hate the paint, do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint, and the crew?
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
With Rhino Shield's 25-year transferable warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again. And right now, you can have Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Neighborhoods are popping up everywhere, but if you want something different than what you're currently seeing, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, can build you a unique, custom home on your own private lot or anywhere you can bring your own builder. They've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana. Visit Joyner Homes Model Homes or go to joynerhomes.com to see floor plans and pricing and more. With Joyner Homes, you can even start from scratch if you want. Check out their 5-star Google reviews and visit Joyner